In the Cosatu news headlines today, SAMU Free State to hold provincial march, Cosatu takes wage offer to members, and Nahau presents wage demands to Rhodes University management. The South African Municipal Workers Union in the Free State Province will be hosting a provincial march today, the 5th of May, in Sasolburg, Free State. The union said that the march is in response to the onslaught by municipalities that is targeted at municipal workers and trade unions. Workers are expected to gather at the Zamdela Community Hall in Sasolburg at 9 a.m. in the morning and then proceed to the Metsimahulu municipality, where they will deliver a memorandum of demands to the Free State Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs. The list of demands include the immediate reinstatement of the members and shop stewards in the Metsimahulu, Moqhaka, and Sentlek, compliance with the main collective agreements by all municipalities, including the payments of housing allowance, investigation of the widespread corruption within municipalities in the Free State, immediate payment of third-party contributions such as medical aid, insurance, and pension fund, the remunicipalization of all municipal services which have been privatized, and lastly, the absorption of all EPWP workers by municipalities. The South African Transport and Allied Workers Union has once again begun its national roadshow to consult members at the Passenger Rail Agency of South Africa and the Road Accident Fund on whether to accept the latest salary increase offers. The Transport Union held wage negotiations with PRASA and Road Accident Fund last month. At a recent off-the-record meeting, PRASA made a final revised offer to Labour to be backdated to the 1st of April 2017. PRASA acting CEO Lindikaya Zite gave the union assurance that there will be no forced retrenchments following the implementation of the salary hike. Nationwide consultations to attain mandate on whether to accept the latest offer are ongoing. The last meeting with PRASA is set for the 14th of May 2017. Meanwhile, the consultation process at the Road Accident Fund has been finalized and negotiations are set to continue on the 11th and 12th of May 2017. The National Health and Allied Workers Union recently signed a settlement agreement with the Department of Social Development. The agreement was signed after lengthy and difficult marathon negotiations. Nehau has since suspended its strike, which lasted more than 5 weeks. However, negotiations still need to be concluded in the bargaining council in relation to the details of both the rural allowance and the review of the occupational specific dispensation. When these matters are eventually finalized at the bargaining council, Nehau says it will then call off the strike permanently. Workers have since returned to work. Nehau views this settlement as a victory for workers because the department agreed in principle and committed to review OSD, including salary levels of all social service professionals and occupations, as well as to the introduction of rural allowance. The department is set to table a detailed offer and proposals in response to Nehau's demands at the bargaining council by the 31st of July 2017. Back pay on the introduction of rural allowance will be effected from the 1st of April 2017. Back pay on reviewed and improved salary levels and other inherent benefits of a packaged OSD model will be effected from the 1st of October 2017. The Minister of Social Development conceded that all issues Nehau is striking for are a reality and committed that her department will address these issues. The National Union of Mine Workers recently declared a dispute with Evander Gold Mine after the employer refused to implement both the voluntary separation package and retrenchment agreement. During NUM's engagements with the company, the number of affected employees was reduced from 976 to 650, but Evander Gold Mine has only approved 154 and denied the rest. Evander Gold Mine is also refusing to apply avoidance measures as per the retrenchment agreement. NUM had an agreement with the gold mine to start with the process of voluntary separation packages and redeployment of workers to other mines in order to reduce the number of affected employees. However, Evander Gold Mine reneged on its agreement, and the National Union of Mine Workers then declared a dispute with the CCMA. Lastly, The National Health, Education and Allied Workers Union last week presented the management of Rhodes University with a list of demands after the wage negotiations deadlocked between the two parties. NEHAWU is demanding the improvement of salary by 7.5% across the board, an increase of the housing allowance from 1,000 rands to 1,500 rands per month across the board, the improvement of the danger allowance for CPU, gutters and others who receive this benefit to 1,500 rands per month, job evaluation to be done for grades 6 to 17, the abolishment of grades 1, 2 and 3, and grades must start at grade 4. Those who do not possess the requisite skills must be assisted by the university to obtain those skills and qualifications within the necessary time frame. A 450 Rand transport allowance for those who are receiving this benefit. The long service award must start at 10 years of service, and the award must be an amount of 1,000 rands, and the worker who has been awarded must be automatically elevated to the next grade. Lastly, the union is demanding a merit increment to be shared equally for all employees. Over and above these financial demands by workers, NEHAWU is also calling on the management of Rhodes University to deal with the long-standing issues of transformation in the university, namely the wage gap between black and white staff members that is still very wide. NEHAWU said that it is giving the management of Rhodes University 7 days to respond to their demands. Should these demands not be addressed sufficiently in the allocated time frame, the union said that it will be left with no option but to prepare for a full-blown strike at the university. And that is all the labor news we have for you today. Happy Friday, comrades.